Now, this is actually pretty insane here. So CNN actually ran a story where it's basically the intro is, can the coronavirus or Bernie Sanders be stopped? And they linked together and they analogized the rise of the coronavirus with the Bernie Sanders campaign and its movement. And literally the bar below MIchael Smerconish, who has a really funny looking head, literally looks like a thumb or the head of a penis. But let's go ahead and check this out.
Can either coronavirus or Bernie Sanders be stopped? I'm Michael Smerconish in Philadelphia. An already unpredictable presidential campaign just became more so. A list of intangibles which included the impact of impeachment, a large Democratic field, congested candidate lanes, and the looming prospect of no one getting the majority of delegates needed to secure the nomination before the convention now includes the spread of a deadly virus.
So, some really weird stuff
Convention
here.
Now includes the spread of a deadly virus.
And so it's pretty insane, because how the hell are you going to make that comparison or put them in the same sentence? They're just so unrelated, and it's like, dude, you don't put Bernie Sanders' rise next to a virus that's killing people and that's incredibly, contagious, and is killing a lot of old folk especially. Unless you're trying to make it, this sort of connection to a really negative thing. And my question really is, why does this never happen to any of the other candidates? It's never like, can either coronavirus or Joe Biden be stopped? Right? It's always Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is always on the bad end of the stick of all of this stuff. Whether it's Chris Matthews saying that, comparing it to the Nazis taking down France in World War II, or, whatever it may be, right? It's always has to do with Bernie Sanders. It's never with one of the other candidates. Always, for some reason. Now, Nina Turner actually went on CNN on Ana Cabrera's show and actually called out CNN for this.
Well, this is light years different than 2016, Anna. People know exactly who Senator Bernie Sanders is, and they know what he stands for. And so just as our sisters and brothers in the great state of Iowa, New Hampshire, and Nevada, and particularly Nevada where the mic was dropped, showed very clearly that there's a multiracial, multi-generational coalition coalescing around Senator Bernie Sanders. The same will be true in the great state of South Carolina. And I also want to say that one of your colleagues on this station compared Senator Sanders' rise and the rise of his movement to that of the coronavirus that you were just highlighting, how important that is and how dangerous it is, and also allowed somebody to come on this station and compare Senator Sanders to his belief in democratic socialism to communism. And what I want to caution people...
Respectfully, Nina, I'm glad to have you on my show and my team. I can only speak for what we're doing here, and I'm glad to have you here. So I really appreciate it if you could answer my question. And we have the...
So she obviously gets really nervous there when Nina Turner actually calls them out on their BS. But it definitely takes a lot of guts and some courage to call out CNN to their face on this, because, like, if you do something like that, like, you're probably not going to be brought back on. So I don't know if they're going to scale back Nina Turner. I don't know if CNN is in the capacity to do that, because now Bernie Sanders' campaign just wields so much power that it's kind of impossible to ignore them and to sort of stifle them. So I don't know whether they're really going to be able to ignore Nina Turner. But as you guys know, anytime someone like that says something like that, you banish them, you never bring them on ever again. But Nina Turner has a lot of courage. She's one of the bravest people out there. Maybe second only to like Ilhan Omar, like Rashida maybe. But some really cool stuff, cathartic stuff, to see her call out CNN for literally comparing Bernie Sanders, having Bernie Sanders and the coronavirus inextricably linked, okay, and analogized, is a really disgusting thing to do. And again, I asked the question, why the hell is it never a different candidate? Why is it always coronavirus and Bernie Sanders? Never one of the other candidates. It's always Bernie for some reason. And then watching her, squirming and her embarrassing reaction, Anna's that is, by the way, very sad. She's probably really angry and is not going to have her on again. I don't know. We'll have to see in the future. But shout out to Nina Turner for doing that, because it takes a lot of guts. And they need to be called out, man. They need to be called out for this kind of stuff. It's absolutely disgusting.